Hello, everybody, and welcome to the rooftop yoga space. This is a 30-minute active recovery and rejuvenation yoga stretching class. So we're going to be doing a full stretch of the body, and it's designed to help you relieve a little tension and soreness. There's a shorter version of this class and a longer version, so you can grab those if you want a different time frame. And I have my trusty block here. And if you have a prop, you could use a blanket, a cushion, a pillow, or even a yoga block if you have one. It'll help you through class. And like always, we want to keep safety first, so if any poses don't feel good, feel free to skip them and rejoin the class when you're ready. Let's get started. We'll start on our backs. And you can bring the feet flat on the ground with the knees bent. The feet can come as wide as the mat. And you're going to bring your knees together to touch. So the knees are touching, feet flat on the ground as wide as the mat. The hands can come to the belly, or you can do cactus arms, and that means the elbows bend and the tops of the forearms rest on the ground with the palms facing up. Take a couple nice deep breaths here, trying to nourish the muscles in the body. Give it a little extra love before we really get into moving and stretching. And this is a restorative pose. And so let's start to get moving. Let's bring the knees up into the chest. Give yourself a little squeeze. If you want, you can make circles with the knees, massaging out the lower back. And you can just play around here, moving the knees from side to side or reverse directions of your circles. Just playing around with sensations that feel good. Nothing too intense. And then on your next exhale, you're going to let the feet come down to the ground. The knees are bent, coming into a figure 4 shape. So we're starting out by bringing the right ankle to the left thigh. Flex through the right foot and direct the right knee forward. It makes a figure 4 shape with the legs. Now you can stay here, or if you would like to bring the left foot off the ground, the hands behind the left leg and pull the leg towards you, it will deepen the stretch. Whatever you do, keep that right knee flexed, the right foot flexed and the right knee directed forward. On the next exhale, release. Both feet come down, flat on the ground, knees bent. Switching to the other side now. So you bring the left ankle to the right thigh. Flex through the left foot. Direct the left knee forward. And you can stay here or bring the right foot off the ground, grabbing behind the right thigh, that would be the right hamstring, and gently pulling it towards you as the left knee is directed forward. This is, again, making a figure 4 shape. Having a nice stretch in the hip. On your next exhale, release, the feet come down. And then bring those knees back into the chest, give yourself a little squeeze. And rolling onto the left side, we're coming up to a seated position. So gently make your way up to a seated position. You can sit in a chair, you can sit on your prop, or if your hips are open enough and you feel comfortable just sitting right on the ground cross-legged, that is a great place to be. Once you get to your seated position, sit up nice and tall. And on your next exhale, you're going to bring the chin down towards the chest. It's a little stretch in the back of the neck. As you inhale, bring the right ear towards the right shoulder. You get a nice stretch in the left side of the neck now. And you can stay here, or if you want to play around with different type of neck stretches, bring the left hand off the knee and reach it out to the left side. Extending through the left arm, playing around with the different sensations that come in the neck. Should feel good wherever you are, so take a nice deep breath. And as you exhale, the hand comes back to the knee, the chin comes down towards the chest. Moving to the other side, that left ear comes towards the left shoulder. It's a nice stretch in the right side of the neck. And again, you can stay here or you can extend that right arm out if you want to play around with different sensations in this stretch on the right side of the neck. Again, this should feel good, so breathe smooth and deep. On your next exhale, the right hand comes back to the knee, the chin comes down. And as you inhale, bring the head up and the arms come wide, stretching through all your fingers, big wingspan here. And then you're going to bring the palms to face down, and we're going to make a fist. So curl all the fingers in, the thumbs come around the index finger, and gently point the knuckles down towards the ground, having a nice stretch in the top of the forearm here. Keep those knuckles pointing down. Keep the breath nice and smooth. And on the next inhale, open up those hands, stretch through the fingers. And as you exhale, side bend to the right. So the right hand comes down as the left hand reaches up and slightly to the right. Take big deep breaths into the left side body here, filling up that rib cage on the left side. On your next inhale, you're going to come back up, reach the arms wide, and then coming to the other side. So the left hand comes down, right hand reaches high to the sky and a little bit towards the left. You want to relax the neck and take big deep breaths into the right side body here, filling up the rib cage. And now inhaling back up, reach the arms wide. And as you exhale, you side bend to the right, right hand down, left hand up. Inhale back through center, arms stretch wide. Exhale, side bend to the left. Left hand down, right hand up. And then we're coming back, stretching the arms out wide. And then hands come to the knees. We're taking 3 shoulder shrugs here. As you inhale, the shoulders come up towards the ears. As you exhale, release them down, relax. 2 more. As you inhale, the shoulders come up towards the ears. Then squeeze those shoulder blades on the back and then float the shoulders down. Last one, really try to release tension here as you inhale, shoulders up. And exhale, shoulders down, releasing the tension. And we're going to transition into a tabletop shape. So you can come off your prop or come off your chair. And tabletop is hands and knees. So the hands are right under the shoulders, the knees are right under the hips. And as you inhale, the belly drops, the shoulder blades slightly squeeze as you gaze forward. As you exhale, the head drops, the spine rounds. These are cat-cows, 2 more. Inhale, belly drops, gaze forward as you slightly squeeze those shoulder blades. And exhale, the head drops, round through the spine, push through the hands. Last one, inhaling, belly drops, slight squeeze of the shoulder blades. Exhale, push through the head as the spine rounds and the head drops. Coming back into our neutral tabletop here. And coming into child's pose, so the knees come wide. You sit back towards the heels. The arms stretch forward, the palms are on the ground, and you melt the head and heart down towards the ground. If the forehead can touch the ground, that is great. Melting down with every exhale. It's a nice stretch in the shoulders and the hips. Try to relax the head and jaw here as you breathe smooth. Last moment in child's pose. And come back up to your tabletop position. Bring those hands right under the shoulders, knees under the hips. And then we're going to bring the knees back about 8 inches or 20 centimeters. And as you exhale as slowly as you can, come all the way down to your belly. Your forehead comes to the mat, belly to the mat. Untuck the toes, push through the tops of the feet, and as you inhale, it's baby cobra, so hover the head off the ground a couple inches. A slight squeeze of the shoulder blades, broaden through the collarbones. And as you exhale, let the forehead come all the way down to the ground. Now tuck those toes, knees stay down as you push up through the arms. As you exhale, back to child's pose, so the knees are wide, sitting back towards the heels, arms stretch forward, melt the heart and the head down. If child's pose doesn't feel good for you, you can come to embryo. And what that is the knees will come in and touch, and you still sit back towards the heels, but the arms come along your side. You can see me demonstrating it now. Just another breath or two, or an embryo or child's pose, whatever you choose. Now coming back up, meeting in your tabletop shape. And again, we bring the knees back about 8 inches, 20 centimeters. As you exhale, come all the way down to the belly. Try to do it slow and with control, forehead to the mat. Tops of the feet push into the ground. As you inhale, baby cobra, slight squeeze of those shoulder blades. Just a little longer here. As you exhale, the head floats all the way down, release. Now tucking those toes, keep the knees down as you push up. And this time we're coming into downward facing dog. The hips will shift back. You can have a nice bend in the knees here. The heels are directed towards the ground. They probably won't touch the ground, but they're directed that way, so you get a nice stretch in the back of the legs. Again, you can have that nice bend in the knees, but don't forget about the hands here. Push those fingers into the ground. Breathe smooth as you stretch through the back of the legs, maybe even through the shoulders. But again, this is active recovery, so it's a little more challenging. So take a big bend through the knees, and as you exhale, walk your way to the front of the mat. It's a forward fold. You can have a slight bend in the knees if you like, but let the torso fall down, the head releases. If you would like to grab opposite elbows and sway side to side in ragdoll shape, that could feel good. Should be a nice stretch in the back of the legs, and you shouldn't have any tension in the jaw or face. Release the hands down if you had opposite elbow clasp. On your next inhale, we're coming up halfway lift, so the hands come to the shins. The shoulder blades slightly squeeze together. And it's an active pose here, so again, slightly squeezing those shoulder blades, broadening through the collarbones. As you exhale, fold back down, forward fold. Now step the right foot to the back of the mat and bring the right knee down. This is low lunge. As you inhale, the hands reach up towards the sky. You're bending through that left knee. And it should be a stretch in the front of the right hip. You can bend deeper into the front knee if you want. Stay here or bring the hands behind you, clasp them and shine through the heart or broaden through the collarbones. This is a little extra shoulder stretch. This is optional, as are all poses here. As you exhale, hands come down to frame the front foot. Now walk the left foot out to the left edge of the mat. Bring the left hand on the inside of the left foot, so now both hands are on the inside of the foot. And you can stay here, or you can start to bring your torso down towards the ground, maybe using your prop and bringing your elbows or forearms down to that prop. Maybe the elbows or forearms come all the way down to the ground. Drop the head, release the jaw. This is a stretch on the inside of the left hip and also in the back of the left leg. Not to say you may not feel some release elsewhere. Now if your torso is down, bring it back up, both hands on the ground. And we're walking the left foot back in. The left hand comes on the outside of the foot, so we frame the foot. Come up on the back toes, back knee is off the ground. As you exhale, step forward to a forward fold at the front of the mat and release the head. You can grab opposite elbows and ragdoll if you like. And release here. This is a nice stretch in the back of the legs. And again, don't hold any tension in the jaw. Releasing the hands down. As you inhale, halfway lift, those hands are to the shins, that slight squeeze of the shoulder blades. And then the hands come down, step the left foot to the back of the mat, the left knee drops. Untuck the toes, and as you inhale, the hands reach up high, low lunge, bending through the right knee. It's a stretch in the front of the left hip. You can stay here with the arms, or if you would like an extra shoulder stretch, bring the hands behind you and clasp them. When you do this, you want to shine through the heart or broaden through the collarbones. And let's keep moving. So as you exhale, release the hands to frame that front foot. And now we're going to walk the right foot out to the right edge of the mat. The right hand comes on the inside of that right foot. You can stay here with the hands on the ground, or you can bring the torso down, maybe using your prop and bringing your elbows or forearms down onto the prop, or maybe bringing your elbows and forearms down onto the ground. But start off gentle here, and on every exhale is where you deepen into the stretch. You never want to go too deep into the stretch to start out. You want to gently get your way there. And as a rule of thumb, never go more than 90% into a stretch. Even though it may feel really good, just stay out of that extreme stretch zone. We want you to feel good and stay safe throughout class. All right, so now the hands are flat on the ground. The torso has come up if it was down. Walk that right foot back in. The hands frame the foot. Come up onto the back toes, back knee off the ground. As you exhale, step forward into your fold. Release the head down. You can grab opposite elbows and ragdoll, or just let those hands gently fall towards the ground. Main key here is it should feel good in the backs of the legs. On your next inhale, halfway up, hands to the shins. As you exhale, the hands come down and you're stepping the right foot to the back of the mat. This time we keep the knee off the ground. Hands frame that front foot. Get a nice steady base in your feet. Feel solid in the feet. And then as you inhale, the hands come up. It's high lunge here. So just like we did with low lunge, except the knee is off the ground this time. We aren't going to clasp our hands behind us, but we are going to move into Warrior Two, which means you drop the back heel, outside edge of the back foot, parallel with the back edge of the mat. You're bending through the front knee, and you're opening up through the left hip. Now as you inhale, you straighten through the front leg, reach the hands high. As you exhale, Warrior Two, bend through the knee. A couple more of these. As you inhale, straighten through the front leg, reach the hands high. Exhale back to Warrior Two. Keep moving with the breath. As you inhale, the hands reach up as you straighten through the front leg. Exhale, Warrior Two. Now you're going to straighten through that front leg. The left toes face the same direction as the right. You're in a wide-legged stance, and then you're going to fold forward here. It's a wide-legged forward fold. Again, both feet are facing the same direction. The hands are on the mat. The torso is folded down over a wide-legged stance. This should be a nice stretch in the back of the legs. Maybe even the hips as well. And in every forward fold, release the jaw. As you inhale, come halfway up here. And then you're pointing those left toes to the front of the mat. Come onto the back toes. We're meeting in runner's lunge. And then as you exhale, step that back foot in about a foot or about 30 centimeters. Drop through the back heel. Straighten as much as you can through the front leg. This is pyramid pose. And we're folding over the front leg. So it's a big stretch in the back of the left leg. Drop the head. You can bring your hands to your prop, or the fingertips come to the ground. You can have a nice bend in the front knee too. Make sure this feels good. Now come up onto the back toes, step forward into your fold at the front of the mat. Again, you can come into ragdoll for a breath or two if you'd like. Let's do the other side. Release the hands down. As you inhale, halfway lift. Slight squeeze of the shoulder blades. As you exhale, hands come down. And we're going to step the left foot now to the back of the mat. The hands frame the foot. Keeping the back knee off the ground. As you inhale, the torso comes up, hands reach high towards the sky, high lunge. Should be a nice stretch in the front of the left hip. We're a little deeper than we are in our low lunge. And now coming into warrior two, so dropping the heel of the back foot, the outside edge of the left foot should be parallel with the back edge of the mat. You're bending through the right knee, opening up through the right hip. And we're preparing to flow with our breath. Here we go. As we inhale, straighten through the front leg, the hands reach high. As you exhale, bend through the front knee, back to warrior two. 2 more times, inhaling, straightening through the front leg, reach the hands high. As you exhale, bend through that front knee, warrior two. Last time, as you inhale, hands reach up. As you exhale, warrior two. And then we're reaching the hands high, straightening through the front leg. Now the right toes face the same direction as the left, the wide-legged stance. As you exhale, you forward fold down in our wide-legged forward fold. Hands come to the mat, drop the head. And option here, if you want an extra shoulder stretch and your feet feel secure, and that is key, the feet must be secure on the ground. Bring your hands behind you and clasp them and gently let the hands fall forward. Release through the head, the neck, and the jaw just a little longer in this wide-legged forward fold. It should feel good. Now the hands come down, and as you inhale, halfway lift. And then pointing those right toes towards the front of the mat, the hands come to frame that foot as you come up onto the back toes. Now we're stepping that back foot in about 1 foot or 30 centimeters, dropping through the back heel. Straightening through the front leg as much as you can and folding over that front leg. It's pyramid pose. Your hands can come to your prop, or your fingertips can come to the ground on framing that front foot. Release the head down. Now coming up onto the back toes and stepping forward into your fold. As you inhale, halfway lift. As you exhale, fold forward again. And now bringing the feet wide, bending through the knees and coming down to seated. And what we'll do here, we'll have our feet flat on the ground with the knees bent to start off. And then we're going to straighten through the legs, so extend those legs long. Now we'll bring the left knee up towards the chest, give that knee a little squeeze. As you exhale, the left knee falls out to the side. The bottom of the left foot comes to the inside of the right leg. You can bring a block under the left knee if there's space there and you want some support. But what's recommended is you sit on the block or the prop to raise your hips higher so the left knee can come down a little more. As you inhale, the hands reach high. And as you exhale, you fold over the right leg into head to knee pose. Grab the calf, the ankle, the shin, the foot, whatever is available to you, and let that head drop down towards the knee. It's called head to knee pose, but your head does not have to touch your knee. That's just the direction it's going. Should be a nice stretch in that back of the right leg, maybe even the lower back on the left side. As you inhale, the torso comes up, the left knee comes up, and the left foot is flat on the ground. The left hand comes behind you on the ground. You reach the right hand high, and as you exhale, you twist to the left as the right arm wraps around the left knee. Each inhale, you sit up as tall as you can in the twist. And if you like to deepen it, do it on the exhales by opening up through the left shoulder. Inhale, sitting up tall. Exhale, deepen into the twist by opening up through the left shoulder. On your next exhale, come back, release the twist, extend that left leg long. And of course, come off your prop if you're sitting on it. And let's do the other side. The right knee comes up, give it a little squeeze in. As you exhale, let that right knee drop out to the side. A block can come under the knee if there's space, or you can sit on your prop, which is more recommended, to raise the hips so the right knee can come a little lower. As you inhale, reach the hands high to the sky. As you exhale, fold over that extended leg, the left leg, and you either grab your calf, your ankle, maybe your foot, whatever is available, and release that head down towards the knee, head to knee pose. Feeling the stretch in the back of the left leg, maybe the lower back on the right side. Release the head, the neck, the jaw. On your next inhale, that torso comes up. Right foot comes flat on the ground as the knee comes up. Right hand comes on the ground behind you. Reach the left hand high to the sky. And as you exhale, twist to the right as you wrap the left arm around the right knee. Every inhale, you sit up tall. Every exhale is where you deepen into the twist, if you like, by opening up through the right shoulder. And you'll repeat that, inhaling, sitting up. Exhale, option to deepen into the twist by opening the right shoulder. Next exhale, release the torso. Legs are extended, coming off your prop if you were sitting on it. Now the feet are flat on the ground, the knees are bent. And as you exhale, come all the way down to your back. And once you get there, you're going to bring the knees into the chest. Give yourself a nice squeeze. And then the left hand comes to the left knee, right hand to the right knee. Doing some big hip opening circles. As you inhale, the knees come up towards your chin and out to the sides. As you exhale, the knees come down and then together. So you're drawing a big circle, or maybe like a heart. As you inhale, the knees come up through center and out to each side, respectively. Exhale, the knees come down and then they come together to touch. One more time. As you inhale, bring those knees up towards the chin and then out to the sides. As you exhale, the knees come down and then together. Next time the knees come up, keep them there, and we'll come into happy baby. Bend the knees, the bottoms of the feet face the sky, and you can either grab the backs of the knees or the bottoms of the feet. You're gently pulling the legs down towards the ground. It's a nice stretch in the backs of the legs, maybe even the hips a little. This should feel good. And we're coming to the close of class, so we're almost there. Just stick with it. Release the feet, knees come into the chest. And again, we bring the left hand to the left knee, right hand to the right knee. We're doing our circles just the opposite direction. So as you exhale, the knees come down through center and then out to the sides. As you inhale, the knees come up and then together to touch. Exhale, knees come down through center and out to the sides. As you inhale, the knees come up and then bring them together to touch. We'll do one more of these, one more round. Make the circle as big or as small as you like. And when the knees come up and together, we're coming into happy baby one more time. So make this happy. It's called happy baby for a reason. So the bottoms of the feet face the sky, knees are bent. You can grab the backs of the knees or the bottoms of the feet and gently pull the legs down towards you. And make sure this feels good in the backs of the legs. And if your lower back is totally rounding off the ground, make sure you're grabbing the backs of your knees. Then we release the pose. The feet come flat on the ground with the knees bent. Then the bottoms of the feet come together, the knees wide. Hands can either come to the belly, or you can come back to those cactus arms so the elbows are bent, the tops of the forearms on the ground with the palms facing up. This is reclined butterfly. And you can stay here as long as you would like. The recommended time is 30 to 60 seconds. And this is the final pose. Once you're ready to come out of this pose, you would gently make your way up to seated and then get on with the rest of the day with your body feeling a little more fresh, rejuvenated. You did some wonderful active recovery. I hope you have less tension and less soreness in your body, and we hope to see you next time or soon at another yoga class. Thanks again. Have a great rest of your day. Namaste.